Wise has been at Baptist Collegiate Ministries for the past 9 years and has made a direct impact on students and in the community of Farmville. The Virginia Baptist Mission Board is actively searching for a replacement, but there's no timetable for that. Reporting for LWN, I'm Travis Lyles.
22-year-old Longview University student Gus Olschuler has been arrested and charged with the rape of another Longview University student at a social function on the 600 block of Buffalo Street. Olschuler was a member of the Longwood rugby team and due to graduate in May. I caught up with Farmville Police Chief Doug Mooney to get more details on the story. Travis Jones, a Longwood student who has known Olschuler since they were young, said his jaw dropped when he heard the news.
I was just shocked. I called my parents immediately and they couldn't believe it. He was always a really laid-back guy, and I would never expect him to do something like this.
Associates of Olschuler, as well as people who were there that evening, were asked to discuss the charge, and Olschuler himself, but all denied comment.
Now, of course, nothing has been determined at this time. Olschuler will have his day in court on April 7th. Mooney did tell me, though, that the police department held multiple interviews before making the official arrest. He also informed me that the police department has received multiple reports of threats to the victim, to which, if they find to be true, could result in multiple arrests. Reporting live from Buffalo Street, Travis Lyles, LWN.
Welcome to Longwood Weekly News. I'm Rachel Lewis.
And I'm Travis Lyles. In our top story, Longwood University student Brianna Person was charged with arson to an occupied dwelling along with her boyfriend, Patrick Orville Amick, on the 100 block of High Street during a party on February 9th. Arson to an occupied dwelling is a felony punishable by imprisonment for life. Person just posted a $15,000 bond, and Amick has been extradited to Virginia and is now at Piedmont Regional Jail. We were able to catch up with Farmville Police Chief Doug Mooney to get more details on the story. Chief Mooney encourages residents to contact the Farmville Police Department with any details about the story.
What we try to do every semester or every year is try to move it around a little bit so it won't be the same old, where the audience will just like, I know what to expect next, I know what's coming next, stuff like that.
Your mind is just like, go, go, go. Oh, no, big brothers, Ambulance Taylor, Lily Rushmore, Charlie Brown, I look back on this experience and I still can't believe that I even did it by myself. So being a solo centennial is amazing because it's the first centennial. So I'm just honored. I had to do the best I could with what I had, and I had to show up and show out for the organization that I want to be a part of. I'm gonna go keep stop by. I love my baby today I die. Till when? The day I die. Till when? The day I die. Till when? The day I die.
Douglas Adams once said, "I may not have gone where I intended to go, but I think I've ended up where I needed to be." Some people would hear that quote and not understand it, but Heather Tobeck knows exactly what it means. Tobeck was enjoying life. She came to Virginia from La Porte, Texas, to play Division I basketball for Longwood University on a full scholarship. She was having fun and living with some of her best friends until something changed her life and her basketball career forever.
I left because I found out I was pregnant when I was about 5 months pregnant. So it was just like, first it was a shock that I was pregnant, and then it was a shock that I was 5 months pregnant. And so in my mind, I just freaked out, and I just wanted to go home and be with my family and have support, you know. I didn't want to be out here basically, like I have teammates and friends out here, but I would have felt alone without like my mom and my sister and stuff like that.
Heather wasn't the star player, but she was a well-known face on campus. But because of her pregnancy, she was forced to quit basketball. One of the hardest decisions she's ever made. It
was a decision that was made quickly, but it wasn't I found out I'm pregnant, I'm going home. It took a couple days, really. That was one of the toughest decisions, was stopping playing.
Tobeck was recruited heavily by Longwood out of high school and was able to form a deep bond with Coach Bill Ryson and the coaching staff. When they heard the news, they were taken back.
I know that she had been struggling with a lot of stuff, but I was a little bit shocked just because you don't expect that. You know, even if you're coaching women, you don't really expect those type of issues.
Kind of heartbroken a little bit just because you see these futures in these kids as far as like after college. So definitely surprised, but what can you do? Those kind of things happen, so you just kind of take it and move on.
Despite all the disappointment, when the day came, Heather put it all behind her and faced straight forward.
Dominique Kendrick Andrews Jr. named after his father, and his birthday is July 24th, 2012. That was like the greatest day of my life. I just felt the most joy I've ever felt.
Can you talk a little bit about the bond that you and DJ have?
I've never had a bond like that with anybody else. It's just, I know what he wants when he wants it he doesn't even know how to say a word yet. But I still know, and he knows, like if I'm sad, like if I had a bad day and came home sad, he knows how to cheer me up by just looking at me.
Once Heather was gone taking care of DJ, Ransom knew he wanted her back, and he and the coaching staff planned to make it happen.
It was last year, middle of the year, we were going through recruiting, and I just called her out of the blue and asked her, if she would be interested, and she indicated that she would be, and I ran it by the coaching staff. They were pretty supportive of it, especially Coach Smith, who had known her before. And when it came right down to it, we were talking to the people downstairs about whether we would bring her back or not, and it's just the right thing to do.
Heather was hesitant at first, with DJ being her first priority, but knew there was something missing, something that she needed back, getting an education and playing basketball along with. It was also important to her to come back to give DJ a better future.
So I can get a job that I can support me and him off of. And then I also, to finish where I started my college basketball here and I wanted to finish it here.
Tobeck, as some would say, has made it through the fire and is back to playing basketball. But this time around, she has a new fan in the stands.
That's like one of the best feelings I've ever felt, just being able to look up there and there's someone who looks up to you and someone that you're the person that they look at every day. And you get to see them in the stands watching you play the sport that you love, that you played since you were in first grade.
Although most of the hardships are in the past, Heather made it clear that they are far from over.
It's not easy. There's some days when I don't know who's gonna watch him while I go to practice until right before practice. It's the main problem that I have run into is making sure I have someone reliable to watch him while I have basketball and I'm on road trips and all that kind of stuff. That's the most difficult part. But other than that, like the studying, I was worried I was gonna be able to get my studying done and stuff, but I just get everything done before I pick him up from daycare. And then once I pick him up from daycare, then I can just be mom.
Nowadays, Tobeck can be found walking around campus with DJ at her side, thankful to have another chance at an education and to give DJ a better life.